Welcome to the green edition of the Weekend Storage Warrior. I just bought this unit yesterday. This unit cost $1. This is what's called a abandoned unit. It's stuff that people leave behind. I don't know if this was all left in this unit or if it was gathered from different places. It has this crazy internet kiosk with a credit card reader. Obviously those have been rendered obsolete by wireless internet. But the nice thing about a dollar unit is I have nothing invested in this other than time. These big TVs, they have a recycling program right here, so I can leave those here. So let's take some stuff and see what we got. Alright, we're getting going here. I found this here. This is a clothing rack. That's very nice. I need one of those so I don't have to throw my clothes on the ground at the swap meet. This is a Nuwave cooking system. I believe those are fairly expensive as seen on TV. Some stuffed animals, an old motherboard, a old monitor, a can of Hunt's pasta sauce, and it's still good. And the rest. So we're gonna keep going here. I think I see some art in there too. Here's the gateway box. It's sealed. It's got a computer in there and some other things. There's another computer right here. So this one box here hasn't been cut open and somebody ripped the thing out of it, but that'll be interesting to see what's in there. So here we are out on the loading dock. I'm trying to get this thing into my truck. It says surf the internet at high speed. You can tell how old that is. That's before that was a common term. This thing is heavy. I mean, it's really heavy. It's basically a safe, solid steel with a locking money box. So I'm going to use a stuffed animal right here so I don't scratch it up. Alright, we're almost done. This is cool. This is a digital audio speaker system. 5 speakers, brand new in the box. So that's okay. And this is just about done. Take it all home. Start the dig. Okay, I'm back home. I sorted through all the stuff. These speakers are fairly good quality, I think. Got this thing here. I think I'm gonna just drill out the lock and see if there's any money in it. This has a touch screen, keyboard, a bill acceptor, and a credit card acceptor. So some of those parts might be worth something. Okay, I got it open. Alright. No money. No money. So I have finished going through my dollar unit. This is a few days later. It kicked out quite a bit of trash. That's the trash sitting under that tarp. And this strange internet kiosk. This thing is obsolete. It's about 10 years old. I've got that up on Craigslist for 150 bucks. Haven't had any nibbles. So I'm gonna pull this bill acceptor out of it, and it appears to be brand new. It works. It's got power. The light blinks. That's going to go on eBay. This stuff, it's at least 10 years old, and that kind of matches up with what the manager said. Apparently this guy had had this stuff in there for 10 years, making auto payments, and he finally called him up and told him to sell it. And they looked at it and decided they didn't want to hassle with having to move that big heavy thing, so they sold it to me for $1. It did have a couple computers in it. Same thing, that's Windows 98. That's basically worthless. That'll go out here on my pile of old dead computers that are awaiting disposal. I found a place that'll take those for 10 cents or pay 10 cents a pound for those. So when I get a bunch of them, I take them in there. And this is the rest of the saleable items that came out of this unit. There really was only one thing in there that I know has value, and that is my Nuwave toaster oven, or Nuwave Pro oven, with the extender ring and the extra rack. That's worth 50 bucks all day long, 75 maybe, and it works. I cleaned it up and tried it out. It's cool. It's like a toaster oven on steroids. And then the rest of this stuff is kind of marginal. Might sell, might not. There's some old posters, Boston, some baseball park somewhere, the Golden Gate Bridge, a little cheap white table. This thing here is a glider ottoman. It goes in front of a rocking chair so you can rock and put your feet up. It took me a while to figure out what that was. I got my clothing rack, which was a nice bonus. A Christmas tree, hard to sell. These speakers, supposedly it was a $2,000 system, but I've never heard of it, and speakers are hard to sell, so it might sell, might not. We random little odds and ends, toy, rabbit ears, computer speakers, and that's it. Okay, it is time to sell the contents of the dollar unit. Right after I purchased that one, I bought two more, and I just got buried with a hoarder unit. So I've been trying to sell off these bags of clothing just to make a little room here. It is the crack of dawn, Saturday morning. We are getting ready to go. I forgot to put shade on here, so I gotta cram a big umbrella in here. And we'll see you at the swap meet. And here we are, crammed in like sardines. So this is the loot out of the dollar unit. Nuwave oven, speakers, glider, cat carrier, Christmas tree. Some of this also, candles, rabbit ears, computer speakers. This is all front and center, so it's got giving it a good chance to see what we can make out of that $1. The rest of this is clothes and stuff that came out of this last big unit. I'm just up to my neck in clothes. Alright, here we are at the end of the day. I sold my Nuwave oven for $40. I sold a cat carrier for $5. Those came out of the dollar unit. The rest of that was all clothing out of the hoarder unit. I'm sort of just trying to get rid of this huge pile of stuff so I have a little breathing room, and then it's on to the good stuff. I could have probably got double that on eBay for that Nuwave, but I didn't have to ship it, and I didn't have to pay eBay 15% of that, so ends the dollar unit. Okay, I think it's time to wrap this movie up. When I got home from the swap meet, I threw the rest of the clothing out of this hoarder unit on the truck, and the next day I went straight back to the other swap meet, and I had a pretty good day out there. I sold about $100 of clothing. And I also sold a few more things out of the dollar unit. So what I like to do at the end of the movie is to add up the money that I've made. And sitting right here is a MEI bill acceptor. I'm packing that up to ship it. That sold on eBay. After the fees, I made $39. Made $40 on the Nuwave oven. $5 each on the ottoman, the cat carrier, and the clothes rack. And I sold the clothes rack for $12. That was not a folding rack, so it was no use to me. But so the total out of that $1 investment was $106 in sales. Of course, I do have some expenses with that, the swap meet tickets and the gas. But I kind of had to go to the swap meet anyway just to get rid of those clothing items. So I'm going to call it a $100 profit on a $1 investment. That's not bad. That's called a 100 bagger. Wish I could do that on a $100 unit.